Hi and welcome to Real Magic Review. This is a slightly different review, as you can see, because I'm in lovely Grindelwald. Was I trying to be too? Anyway, but I'm going to be reviewing Crazyman Split by Harrius. There will be no edits in this. I'm not going to edit in any footage, but if you want to see me perform it to camera, you will see it on the short. Have a look on the YouTube short. It's on there, and also on my Instagram. If you look under Grindelwald, there'll be a little tiny clip of me performing it there. And that's why I'm doing the review now, because I have just performed it for the first time. Well, not just 2 nights ago, performed it for the first time for lay people and magicians that hadn't seen it and didn't know about it. So before we go on, can you please check out onlinemagic.co afterwards and like and subscribe. And there is a chance that this may not look that good. No one's going to see it. I haven't advertised this. I haven't said I'm going to do it. So this is more for, oh, there are some people watching now. That's lovely. So tell me if it's glitchy, and I can just record another one when I get home. That's fine. But I thought it'd be nice to do it while it's still fresh. So just briefly, I've been performing Crazyman's handcuffs for a very long time. It was one of the first proper magic tricks I studied in the Michael Lamar Book of Magic. And I always felt it didn't need anything. It was just something that you didn't need anything adding to it. And people said, have you tried it with this, that? I was like, no, it's so pure. People love it. When I perform Crazyman's handcuffs, I'll do other stuff like Wiki Test, Hey Martin, other routines, and people will still say, can you do that one with the elastic bands again? So it's a massively important trick to me, and I think if you don't do it, you should. It's just beautiful, and you don't have to carry anything around except for a couple of elastic bands. So when I saw this on the download, I immediately kind of went, that looks amazing, and that is something I could add to it. I can open with it, it can go into it. It's kind of a separate thing, and it's just a beautiful way of going into it. But I'm also very aware that when you see that on film, when you look at that Crazyman split moment, it could be, oh, thanks, Gideon. Hope you well, mate. It could be just looking good on camera. It could be an angles thing. So many things that we see looking so amazing on camera don't. The good news is it does. And I know this because I was with Flip Mattia, Laura London, a load of lay people the other night in a bar, and I'd had a couple of drinks, so I had the nerve to do it. And I didn't do it very well. There's a kind of moment in it. You can add a tiny little subtlety that makes it look better, and I didn't do that. However, the response from Flip, who knows his stuff, he's a world champion, was just like exactly as I was when I saw it on video. I was like, whoa, do it again. And it was just so nice to get that response from someone who knows their stuff and was genuinely shocked by it. So then they were like, okay, do it, and we got the owners of the bar, the Avocado Bar in Grindelwald, to come over, and they said, show it to them, and I performed it for Morning Gary. And I was really nervous, so I'm like, no, I'm doing it for lay people. I thought I was still kind of practicing it. Again, didn't do it beautifully. I didn't give anything away, and the response was brilliant. So the good news is, this, for $12, this download is a serious addition and a way-in and a standalone thing. Even if you don't do Crazyman's handcuffs, I think just to do it, yes, it's not as good because it's lovely to go into it, is great. On the download, you get the details of that, and importantly, the details are really important. I've said important twice, which is a terrible thing to do, but they are crucial because there is a kind of technique in this that seems easy, but is weirdly, oddly difficult. And Henry does say, look, you're going to find this quite difficult at the beginning, and it's reassuring because when people just go, I'll just do that, you go, why can't I do it? And you keep going with it, and then that becomes kind of easier. It's not difficult, but it is more tricky than you might think. When you've got that sorted, the whole thing is really easy. He then doesn't teach the Crazyman's handcuffs. You don't need him to, it's everywhere. But he then teaches his way out of it, which is just dissolving of one of the rubber bands into 2. So the whole routine is brilliant. Each bit of the routine is brilliant. You get the beginning and the end, the details on that, dissolving into one. So it's a vanish of a rubber band. And importantly, you get the pre-in and post-out. So once you finish the trick, how do you sort of clean up? How does it look cleaner? And how do you get those elastic bands into play? Those things are important. You don't really need them if you're in, when I was performing the other night, I just got it ready when they weren't looking. But if you're kind of in a walkabout situation, you want to follow from another trick, there's so many little subtleties in this. It's a real case of less is more, this download. For $12, which it is at the moment, I think. Obviously, when you watch it, it might be different. I think it's an absolute bargain. It's more effective than stuff I've spent £100 on. It's with 2 elastic bands, and it's so ridiculously strong. And I'm so glad I did it the other night, because it's one of those things that once you know it, you kind of go, does it look okay? And like when I did it on social media, I was like doing take after take, and then you realise in the moment, none of that matters. All of Henry's stuff I like. He's a kind of mark of quality, and this is the first of his kind of downloadable material. I think he's going to do more downloads, and I'm really excited about that. Again, it's a bargain. It's strong. It's all based on a Dan Harlan idea, so it's not completely original, but it's just got that kind of Henry Harrius mark of quality on it, which is ridiculously strong. And as he said, he's been doing it for 10 years, and I totally believe him. It looks that good. And it's got the extra thing when you create more than one elastic band, so instead of splitting, you kind of shake it and loads of elastic bands come out. And you'll see that on the trailer. That is, I wouldn't say it's that difficult. It's a bit more tricky. That technique I talked about, it's going to require a little bit more practice of that. For me, it's great for social media and stuff, but the real meat of this is the Crazyman split, and that's the one you're going to use. If you don't do Crazyman's handcuffs, do it, learn it. It's a stunning trick, and add this to it, and you've got a solid few minutes of material, which is like gold. So thanks a lot. Sorry about the lack of tech on this one, but do like and subscribe, and have a look at onlinemagic.co. For those of you that just want the review, that's fine. Briefly, I'm recording this after the day after the death, or when the death of Max Maven was announced, as Dave Anik, hi Dave, has just said. It's an incredible loss. Anybody that knows anything about magic and mentalism, and magic, it's not just mentalism. It's not one of those. It was just the influence on magic. Those prison books. That was my kind of introduction to Max Maven, Phil Goldstein, and I just, as lots of people have said on social media, a legend, and everybody says legend, genius, but a true legend and a lovely man. I didn't really meet him. I met him once and had a quick lunch with him with other people, but I've never sort of spent a lot of time with him. But his loss will be and is, profoundly felt throughout the community. So RIP Max Maven. Have a great one, everybody. Take care. See you later. Bye.